My name is Kunle Odunsi. I am a gynecologic oncologist, so I deal with cancers of the reproductive tract. That's my clinical training. My research, laboratory research, is focused on tumor immunology and immunotherapy. Currently, I serve as the director of the University of Chicago Medicine Comprehensive Cancer Center. I also serve as the dean for oncology, the Biological Sciences Division of the University of Chicago, and as an at the Foundation Distinguished Service Professor at the university. Well, my foundation was at the University of Ife. It's now Obafemi Awolowo University. That's where I went to medical school and came here for this weekend to have a reunion of my class, the class that entered the University of Ife in 1977, medical students and dental students. So it's been a fabulous weekend. But back to your question about institutions, I then had my training in the specialty of obstetrics and gynecology in Nigeria here. Initially again at the University of Ife, and then I went abroad to train at the University of Cambridge in England. And after Cambridge, I went to the lab to study for a PhD in Oxford. And then after that, I went on to train at the Yale School of Medicine, New Haven, Connecticut, in the United States. Then after finishing that, I went on to do a subspecialty fellowship training in gynecologic oncology, because obstetrics and gynecology, as you know, deals with women, including, pregnancy and childbirth. But I wanted to focus more on cancers, so I did additional training. So those are the schools, and that additional training was done at Roswell Park. It's a place called Roswell Park Comprehensive Cancer Center in Buffalo, New York State.
Even general practitioners who have not gone so high and far are hardly seen, difficult to see. So is it easy to see sometimes, or even kick your pulse?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, so I still see patients. Like my clinical practice is now very little because of all of my other responsibilities. But my doors are open, I'm able to see patients, I'm able to speak to people. But then there are other members of my team. It's actually a relatively large department. We have about 12 gynecologic oncologists within the group of clinical practitioners. And so even if I'm not able to be seen, one of my colleagues can easily see a patient.
Let's talk about IPADA, sir. IPADA means Africans, rather coming back, the people of African descent, the part of Africa, coming to celebrate here. You're having IPADA Carnival events here in What can you say about that?
I think it's a very innovative idea. If you look at all of the metrics, whether in health, education, research, development, Africa lags behind. And yet there are Africans, Nigerians, who are doing exceptionally well, who are developing these other countries. So the question is, how can we attract Africans back, even if they are not coming back full time, but at least to contribute to the development of the continent? So in that regard, I think IPADA is a great idea. I think it's a great concept, and I am excited to see how it develops in the future.
You are actually an Upatian, sir, according to Dr. Wande Akundoboye. What can you say about him and the great results she has found?
Oh, I spoke to him yesterday, and I actually call him a visionary. This is a guy, 40 years ago, when nobody was even thinking about this place, already had a vision, and he stayed with the vision. He's been relentless, tenacious, and you can see the product today. So this is a fantastic resource that he has built. Um, and certainly, I mean, I will come back again because I've had such a wonderful time. It's really um, very unique because of the cultural aspects of this, as well as its nearness to the beach. So it's unique in so many ways. So I applaud him. What he has done here is laudable. And I think it creates a nidus, a focus to attract other things to this region, to the west, to essentially to the African region.
And last question, sir. We have a snippet come through that we are actually involved in building cancer center right now. Yes. Can you just tell us briefly about it?
Oh yes. So we're at the present time building a freestanding cancer pavilion at the University of Chicago. This actually will be the very first freestanding cancer pavilion, a huge infrastructure, a huge building dedicated to cancer care alone, outpatient, inpatient, radiation facilities, as well as research. So, so some of the unique aspects of this infrastructure of this building is number one, it's going to be very patient friendly. Number two, it's going to allow access to for cancer care, um, access to cancer care by our community. We have a population in Chicago who struggle sometimes with access. Number three, there's research in the DNA of this building. It's going to be a powerhouse for discovery and translation of our discoveries, new discoveries that will benefit cancer patients. So if you think about cancer, there's aspect of prevention, there's aspect of early detection, there's aspect of treatment, and then people who survive, how do we make sure they have adequate quality of life? So there's aspect of survivorship. So this building, which is at a cost of almost $1 billion, will actually have activities in all of these areas, whether it's early detection, prevention, new therapies, novel therapies, as well as survivorship.
Thank you very much, sir. Your advice to Nigerian doctors are
Yeah, I think this whole IPADA concept, I think it's so important. When I first heard about it, I was intrigued, and the more I reflect on it, the more I think it's a concept that many of us will buy into. Begin whether somebody comes here full time or somebody is engaged from abroad and comes here to help with the development of our continent. Um, I just think it's a fantastic initiative, and I hope that it succeeds. And I hope and pray that it succeeds.
thank you very much.
Thank you.